Welcome to Locating Consulting Firm White Papers. Consulting firms such as Deloitte and McKinsey have amassed deep knowledge about different industries, real-world business challenges, disruption, competitive advantage, and what is critical for success. They pull this knowledge together in these white papers, all freely available on the internet. And all of these white papers can be found using Google. I'm going to run a few searches to demonstrate effective Google search strategies for locating these and the strength of these reports for your industry. So let's move into Google. All right. The first search I'm going to run is for the electric vehicle industry. Rule number one, when searching for these white papers, is to keep your searches simple. Type your industry, followed by the keywords industry or market, and at the end of the search statement, add in URL : followed by the name of the consulting firm. This tells Google to return results in which McKinsey is in the URL. So let's run the search and see what the results tell us. So a quick scan of the results tells us that our search was successful. We are seeing content from McKinsey that is about the electric vehicle industry. Most of the reports are pretty timely, but if we scroll down to the end of this page, we see a report from 2020. If you are seeing returned results from your searches that are older than you want, use Google's tools anytime filter, and you can select one of these date ranges for when you want your publications to have been published, or you can go to custom range and do a series of years to 2023 to 2025. We also recommend searching just one consulting firm at a time to make sure you don't miss any good reports. So once you're done reviewing one firm's white papers, in this case, McKinsey, substitute another one following the in URL. So for example, if we substitute Deloitte or McKinsey and rerun the search, we're now getting results that highlight the white papers from Deloitte on the EV industry. And one final tip, if you click images, you'll be able to dive into the white papers and locate data. However, since the white papers are all freely available, so easy to get access to, I recommend that you take the time to read them, since their real value is in the consulting, is in the analysis of the consulting firm and putting that data into context. So let's actually go and take a look at one of those McKinsey white papers. I'm going to scroll down a bit so you can see the kind of data, information and data that's included. Note that the data goes way beyond the graphs and charts that you might find in a market research report. Its presentation calls out the complexities of the issue and helps you to think about the problem in different ways. This is just one of the reasons why we strongly recommend including the consulting firm white papers when you're doing industry research. So let's run another search. In this search, we're looking for white papers that discuss the impact of innovation or disruption in the restaurant industry. So again, the name of the industry, the keywords industry or market, followed by the trigger words for innovation or disruption. And then at the end of the search statement, that in URL : and we're going to search for reports by Deloitte. So again, a quick look at the results tells us that we were successful. Our search strategy was successful. One thing I'll point out, notice that there's an article here from the Wall Street Journal. The in URL colon is only telling Google that McKinsey or Deloitte needs to be in the URL. So what this is telling us, this Wall Street Journal article, is that somewhere in this article they cited a link to, or included a link to Deloitte. And that's okay. That's okay. This is actually giving you another perspective on analyzing that issue. I'm going to go ahead and open this white paper, How AI is revolutionizing restaurants. And one thing I would point out is right away, it tells you that this report is really built on a survey that Deloitte conducted. And more of the consulting firms are actually conducting their own surveys. So that gives them the opportunity to not only pull together their deep industry knowledge, but also connect that to more timely data from their surveys. All right. The consulting firm white papers are also very useful for identifying supply chain trends and insights. So this search is targeting supply chain insights for the healthcare industry. And in this case, we're actually, our in URL is actually pointing to PwC. All right, so again, some more targeted good results. And there's one other great use of these white papers that I want to highlight. Most of the consulting firms are now conducting consumer-focused surveys. If you are seeking psychographic insights about consumer or specific generational behaviors, you will want to use these reports as well. This search is targeting psychographic insights and data about Gen Zs and their decisions around shopping online. Note the use of the introduction of the trigger word survey to identify consulting firm primary research on this topic. And the very first hit is stating right out that this is a survey that Deloitte did on Gen Zs and millennials. Okay. So this slide is just highlighting some of the Google the tips and search strategies that we explored. Adding in URL at the end of the search statement, followed by one of the consulting firms, and then substituting the consulting firm when you're done looking at one, so that you're only viewing the results of one at a time, using that tools anytime to filter return results by a specific publication date or range of dates that are important to you for your results. And then lastly, clicking images to dive into graphs and charts. So finally, I want to remind you that the Gazetta Business Librarians are available to support all of your course projects throughout the semester. Reach out to us to schedule a consultation that's targeted for your research. Email GBS, Ask a Librarian at emory.edu. Tell us about your project and include 4 to 5 dates and times that you would like to meet. We look forward to working with you.